Hey guys, welcome back to the Stuff of Legend. My name is D'Lo, and I have a video for you guys. Today, I wanted to talk to you specifically about James Gunn potentially directing Suicide Squad. So this is very fascinating. I wanted to talk with you guys in great detail because there is a lot floating around right now. So Screen Rant puts out an article. I don't think they were the first ones, but director James Gunn, who directed Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2 and wrote the script for number 3. Recently, if you guys have been paying attention to movie news this year, he has been in and out of the news all summer because of tweets from the past, tweets from about 10 years ago, which, yes, though they were disgusting, they were jokes. So it's questionable of whether or not he was really like writing from the heart, or if it was things that he was just being like um, kind of having a twisted humor about. Very difficult situation that put Disney in a hot spot. So especially them being a family company, family oriented, children oriented. Jokes about pedophilia and rape are never tolerated. So it puts them in a pickle. Now he gets to still be the writer for Guardians 3, but not the director. And so his contract is essentially null after the writing of Guardians 3. Now, this is interesting because it looks like James Gunn is now in talks to write the script for Suicide Squad 2, while also being eyed as the potential director. So Gunn helped launch the cosmic side of Marvel Cinematic Universe with Guardians of the Galaxy. We know this, but even though Disney won't bring him back, many other studios, I'm reading here, many other studios were reportedly eager to meet James Gunn and get him on board with one of their own projects. And one of the heavy favorites was none other than the large comic book universe that Warner Brothers and DC are building. It appears that this may be where he ends up. Now, it's very interesting because Suicide Squad, as many of us, the fans, were noting when it first came out, was that it had a very James Gunn Guardians of the Galaxy feel, where it's a ragtag group of essentially criminals, thieves and killers, and all kinds of people who aren't good guys that came together for a cause that was more noble. I mean, even though it had a lot of self-interest involved, survival, getting rich, there was a lot that was there to incentivize them to work together to help for the greater good. That's basically the premise of Suicide Squad. And a lot of people were saying not just that the ideas are the same, but in a similar fashion, they were going for, like, even though it's a dark tone, wild and zany colors, bright greens, bright pinks, bright reds, orange, and all kinds of vibrant colors, despite that it has a darker tone. And this is something that James Gunn mastered in Guardians of the Galaxy, and he put his own flavor out there into cinematic storytelling like we've never seen before. And a lot of people recognized really quickly that a very iconic soundtrack and a very flashy flair of color and style with a ragtag group of essentially bad guys coming together for something to do something better um, was what James Gunn had pioneered. And so this is very interesting. It seems like a perfect fit for James Gunn to take up the role. And it wouldn't be betraying Marvel either, because he got let go. He got let go. Everyone else is going to line up to get James Gunn on a project. It just seems fitting that he go to DC because he's a comic book nerd. And so I wanted to show a picture that Boss Logic had done uh, because I'll get to this really quickly, but with James Gunn saying, yeah, like he's in talks, and he might even become the director. One of the number one advocates for his close friend James Gunn has been none other than Dave Bautista, who plays um, Drax the Destroyer. And so, with him playing Drax the Destroyer, he's been very outspoken that he's very upset with Disney for for letting James Gunn go. He doesn't even want to be part of the project anymore. He wants to be let out of his contract. He's been highly vocal, and in many ways, you can't blame the guy for sticking with his friends. You can't blame the guy for voicing his true feelings and opinions. At the same time, he is in contract, and it has been highly disrespectful to he's been biting the hand that feeds him, essentially. Now he feels betrayed by the hand that's feeding him, so I get it. He's not. It's not a right or wrong thing for him to do this. It just a lot of people see it as what would be best for him growing in this industry. But Boss Logic, the amazing, talented artist on Instagram and many other media, made this image. He took it from the Drax the Destroyer Guardians of the Galaxy image. So he took this image, which was a poster, and he made an image saying that perhaps James Gunn could include Bane. Can you guys see this? There's a little bit of a glare. I'm going to see if I can cut the glare out. It's pretty awesome. Let me see if I can zoom in there. I mean, Dave Bautista is built for the role. It would fit the characteristics of a Hispanic, large, muscular male that can also play a very, calculating, cold individual. This seems to be Dave Bautista's MO. This is him. This is what he does. And the image looks great. It looks perfect. This would be a dramatic contrast to the Bane we got way back in the day with the film made. I think that was, who was that? Val Kilmer with I could be wrong. I thought it was Val Kilmer with Poison Ivy and Robin and that film. Then there was also Tom Hardy's in The Dark Knight Rises, which was very, very different because it didn't involve any of the venom. It didn't involve any kind of superpower, any kind of extra boost. He was just an insane fighter, forged in the same similar fires that Batman was, and there's just trial and testing and just a very hard life. But this could be the Bane that is ripped straight out of the comic books. The Bane that I think would belong much better in the DCEU where there are powered individuals. This would be the best, I think, possible, probably the best possible casting. Now, granted, he's still under contract, and so I don't know that he'll be able to go there. But Dave Bautista has already said, hey, if James Gunn's directing Suicide Squad 2, sign me up. I want to be a part of this project. He wants out of his contract currently with Marvel and Disney badly, and he wants to be able to work with James Gunn, his friend. And so, as a fan of Marvel and DC, for Marvel, I would hate to see him go because he's been amazing as Drax. He stole the show in Guardians 2. Just fantastic. Now, in another side of that, DC, he would be perfect for Bane if they were going to do Bane in Suicide Squad 2. Now, I've always been hoping that when they make Suicide Squad 2, they would put a much more strong focus on Jared Leto's Joker. I thought he was great. I thought that him being in Suicide Squad 2 was one of the most interesting points of the movie, but they did not make him the central villain. They didn't make him the primary plot, and the movie suffered because of that. They went with Enchantress, and it was kind of boring. I felt like it was just kind of like, oh my gosh, we're on this mission, and then all of a sudden the world is ending, and it's like, why couldn't it just be like a hit mission, recovery item, or something, heist film or something like that? It could have been really fun, and I think it took a turn it didn't need to. So I think that the Suicide Squad 2 should focus on someone that is a little more grounded, a little more criminal, and I think that someone like Jared Leto's Joker or Bane could be, or Deathstroke. Joe Manganiello's Deathstroke would be a great choice for villains if you wanted to do a Suicide Squad. I think that Bane, Deathstroke, and Jared Leto's Joker. Pursue one of those three avenues, I think. I mean, obviously, I think that James Gunn is a wonderful writer and director. He'll come up with a story that is unique and fun. He does very well with fun, and I think that he's also very good at being conscious of the cinematic universe. He's already proven that he knows how to interweave things, but also tell stories that are very self-contained. I think that this would be a good move for DC to pick up James Gunn, and it's not really like he's betraying Marvel. They let him go, so or rather Disney let him go. It's not clear whether or not Marvel had any say in that, but Disney let him go, and so I think it would be a great choice for DC to pick up James Gunn. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and leave that there. That's pretty much all I wanted to talk about. I might revisit this topic at a later time, but before I go, I want to let you guys know there's some upcoming DC films, and I'm going to give you the dates for these. So the next film on the DC slate is Aquaman, which is releasing December 21st, 2018. Go check that out. Shazam 2019 release date is April 5th, 2019. Next after that, we have Joker 2019, which is going to be Joaquin Phoenix's Joker. Release date October 4th, 2019. So basically a year from now. And then Wonder Woman 2, 2019 will be November 1st, 2019. Then after that, last on the slate, we have Birds of Prey 2020. And the release date for this is February 7th, 2020. I'm really excited for them using all of these characters and all these stories because they're not the main. It's not just a Batman, Superman, or Wonder Woman. We do have a Joker, we do have a Wonder Woman too, but they're getting into telling the stories of these characters that we love that aren't the main trilogy. This has been a bane for a bane. This has been a thorn in the side of many fans of DC and DC films because they rarely ever deviate from Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. We've been getting iteration and iteration of the Holy Trinity for so long. I think it's worn down. How many times we are willing to see that? How many times we're willing to go pay for that? So having characters like Aquaman, Shazam, Joker, and Birds of Prey, or getting into something that's a little different for Wonder Woman would be really nice. And so I think that this fits the bill. Wonder Woman, I think, has had a lot less representation in the movies than, say, Batman and Superman. So I think it still fits. Now, it doesn't mean I don't want to see Batman or Superman in films. I, of course, do. But to have a bunch of these movies coming out in the next 2 years, I think it's a really good move. So anyway, I think it's time. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Also, leave a comment down below if you think that it's a good idea to have James Gunn come on board on DC and write and direct. Do you think that he should write or direct, or is there someone else that you would like to see write and direct for Suicide Squad 2? Also, what do you think about Dave Bautista becoming Bane? Do you think that that was a good fan art? Do you think that he would be a good fit? Is there someone that you think would play the role much better or be better suited? Please let me know down in the comments below. I'd love to talk with you guys about that. And thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't, and also turn on notifications so that you can be notified right away when I upload my next video. Thanks, guys. You rock, and I'll see you guys next time right here on The Stuff of Legend.